Hi, Ram&Gita. I am so very excited to go through the very first floor plan for your brand new home on your property at the corner of Woodbury and Man. I am very excited to share what I've come up with based very heavily on the incredible inspiration images you provided to me, as well as the clear and ever evolving narrative that you provided. The plan that I have here is definitely based on the latest one you've given me, which has both the covered carport and the fully enclosed garage, which totally makes sense. I'm very glad you clarified that for me. Um, so what I want to do first is just zoom in on the half scale site plan here, the demo site plan, and this just shows the basic layout of your property lines and the existing house shown in orange and dashed to be removed, as well as that large tree to be removed, as well, and all of the landscaping elements around it. Certain elements I'm not designating to be removed or to remain yet, like some concrete landscape walls, and there's some existing landscape features in the back here that I haven't really messed with yet because I'm going to leave it to the landscape architect to decide finally where the pool goes and what, if anything, of these existing features will remain. But still, the entire house is coming out as well as the big tree, which if we. Oh, and you can see here, just to give some context for how the new home footprint is going to relate to the existing features, we can see that we're kind of opening up the corners here. We're pushing out a little bit in front of the existing wall line, just a little bit, but we're actually opening up the side here, but definitely lengthening the house along Man Drive here. But if we zoom out then and look at the new site plan, what we're seeing here is the new carport and garage would be accessed off of Woodbury Drive, off of a new or modified curb cut. And then we'd have a front access along the north side property line facing north. The front entry into the home would be adjacent to the carport as part of a carport slash covered porch extended feature. I just think you're going to love that so much. I know we were talking about trying to make, or at least I had envisioned doing the front entry along the east side on Man Drive. I just couldn't really make that work despite my efforts. It always felt like the front entry was way too far away from the circulation up to the stairs and the carport garage where you guys would likely be parking. And I don't know, just it never really worked. But I'm happy to say that with the door on the north side adjacent to the carport, it's going to be fantastic. And let's see. So looking at the site plan, what we're seeing again is that we've got the new outline of the footprint of the ground floor shown here. And then we've also got dashed in the, and shaded a little bit darker, is the second floor above. And it's maybe hard to tell at this first initial sketch, but what we're seeing is that there's plenty of setback of the second floor along Man Drive, which I expect is going to yield a very handsome 3D elevation or 3D massing. And we're also going to have opportunities to get some skylights in here at the family room and kitchen, as well as your master suite, or your master suite in here, and then a double space or double height dining. Not quite double height, of course, but a larger or taller dining space because there's not a second floor above it. And then let's see. So we're going to skip. We're going to zoom in on the actual floor plan soon and see some more detail. But I wanted to go over some of the calculations here that I'm showing. And on the site as large as this, you're allowed 4,800 square feet of floor area. And the way that Cupertino counts floor area, we are right now proposing 4,462 square feet. So we have 338 square feet of FAR, floor area ratio, remaining. And that's good. We've got plenty to grow some spaces if we need to, but I know we're also budget conscious, so I didn't try to max out the lot. We've got a little less than 10% remaining. You're seeing I'm breaking out the first floor square footage and the second floor square footage. And what's great is that in Cupertino, they care very much about the ratio of the size of the second floor to the first floor. And anything that exceeds a 66% ratio, where the second floor is 2/3 of the size of the first floor or larger, that triggers design review, DR. Right now, with what I've designed, the ratio is only 60%, or maybe 61 if we round up conservatively. And so right now we're well under the design review threshold with that regard. We're going to touch on some of the other design review triggers, but I am really excited to report that as of right now, we're not triggering subjective design review. Very exciting. So these are the square footages I've captured for FAR, but there's also square footages like balcony and carport. Those don't count as FAR because they're not fully enclosed, but they do count to build. And that's what we're seeing here is this column of X factor. We're seeing the breakout of living square feet. These living square feet are very expensive to build, and so they get a full factor of 1 to build. So our calculated area here is the area I measured times 1. That's the calculated area. The garage is cheaper to build than the living area. The finishes aren't as nice. It's a little bit faster to go. It's about 3/4 of the cost to build as compared to a living area. And so the 500 square feet that I measure for the garage, when we do our pricing factor of 3/4, the calculated area drops to 375. And then the balcony and carport are even less expensive to build, so they get a build factor of 0.5. And so the calculated sum total of what I would expect builders to look at your house and say, well, they're looking to roughly build out 4,700 square feet. And at a low to a, not really high, but a low to a mid-range build per square foot, cost per square foot, we're seeing this calculated area times these costs per square foot to build. And this is what your contractor would likely ask you for to build out the house, as nice as we're showing it. But of course, this does not yet include all the finishes that you'd have to buy yourself and supply. So we can talk more about how to get further in depth with these numbers here. But right now, that's what I've calculated as a sort of low to high-end bracket of range of cost for the house size I'm showing here. Okay, now let's go ahead and zoom in on the first floor plan. And I gotta say, guys, again, I'm very, very excited about this home design. I think it's really ticked off all the boxes for you. And so what I'm gonna do is I am going to zoom in a little bit here so that we can see the house a little bit better full screen. Okay. So Woodbury is at the top of the page, and we would approach from the same direction you're coming now for your driveway over along the side here. You would pull into the carport, the covered carport, and the garage here. And from the carport, you could step over here to the covered porch and enter through this pivot door into a full double height space that is just going to have a lot of glass along it above the carport height. I plan on bringing a lot of glass and a lot of natural light coming in through here, pouring into this double height space. And this double height space has the staircase that you'll go up and then down, and you'll get to the second story loft area. So this is really, really exciting. The pivot door opens up and you're coming in underneath the sloped floating steel stringers for this flight of stairs here. Plenty of head space to get under, of course. And then we've got a nice little display area here for some of your collected statues. I think that'd be a nice space right here, which would be visible through this cased opening from the dining room. So the dining room is also right up here at the front. And it serves as the formal dining space, of course, but also something really nice to see when you enter this two-story height entry. Um, there could be a bench right here underneath this highest, topmost landing above. But with the bench here, you could enjoy what's happening here at the display, and you can also enjoy the display from the dining room. So as we continue through this entry hall, we've got a little coat closet here. And we then keep walking through the house. And when we get past this corner, things start to really open up. We've got a laundry closet and a mudroom access through the garage here. But really what I'm hoping for is that these long expanses of blank walls will give you plenty of opportunity to display photos or art and really have a very sort of nice display entry space along these solid walls, right? With the powder room here, for example, we could have had the door right here, but I've opted to allow for more display area, more art wall, and just say, well, no, jump into the mudroom real quick to get into the powder room. But when we turn the corner, we start to really get a big open sense for the kitchen and the open family room space. So the house really opens up, and inside the kitchen, we've got a huge powerhouse of a kitchen with our refrigerator and our sink and our cooktop right here, an unencumbered island, completely unbroken, no sink, no anything on the countertop. Plenty of storage though, plenty of appliances underneath if we want. But lots of circulation space around, and then we've even got the really large butler's pantry right here with a sink and a dishwasher and a fridge and plenty of room for appliances built in or appliances sitting on the counters. I mean, we can really get into the more detail here. But then this pantry is flanked by some more storage and then another cased opening into the dining room. So this dining room is really open. It's really tall. It's much taller than the kitchen or the family room will be. You know, all this space is 10 feet tall. I'm planning on having 10-foot first floor height for you guys. But the dining room doesn't have a second floor above it. So it can be taller. Not any taller than 16 feet, or it starts to double count again and then we run out of square footage. But 14 feet, 12 feet, certainly. I think that's going to look really, really fantastic. And we've got this ability to run around through these two cased openings. Your grandkids are going to be running around this core, this pantry core, running around the storage. There's some storage in this dining room that is, this is a really powerhouse pantry, right? So we've got this walk-in pantry, and we've got storage along here. We've got storage along here for buffet storage or some not knickknacks, but some tablecloths and some fine china for the dining room. But then we've also got coat closet storage along here. So this is a powerhouse of a storage core. It is landlocked. It is without natural light, but this could certainly be a glassy door here to bring in some borrowed natural light from the bright and happy kitchen. So hopefully that's okay. That is a bit of a trade-off, but I'm really not too worried about it. Technically, the same is true for the laundry room. The laundry room is also landlocked, but you know, something had to be. And again, we can do a glassy door here for the laundry room so that, I don't know, you're really never going to be in here with the door closed. So I would think this could just be a standard door and the laundry room can just be landlocked. That's okay. So we've got this circulation core, and then we've got our great big open kitchen with lots of windows looking out to the corner, or some windows looking out this way as well. And then I like the idea that you shared in your inspiration images about using display screens to partition the kitchen from the family room. So we'll be able to walk between these display screens, but these could be full height display screens. That are very see-through, very transparent still, but do some work of filtering the views between the two spaces. And as we continue through here, we've got a nice large open family room with a TV and a fireplace and corner windows right here, so that when you turn the corner, you're getting a big, long diagonal view. And I hope there's going to be a big new feature tree that your landscape architect suggests to you right here, right outside this long diagonal view. And so we'll have the TV here and a fireplace, and then a little more opportunity for glass this way too for some more of those long diagonal views. Really, really excited about this. So, and that's just, facing the street. We've also got the bifolding walls or the bifolding doors that open and allow access out into the backyard and the pool area right off the family room. And this is fantastic. This is opening out underneath an L-shaped balcony that we'll see for the second floor upstairs. So though this is a very large opening and it's west facing, it's covered by a very large overhang. So I'm not too worried about it being overly hot for anyone sitting at this table here at the family room. And so from the kitchen, you can go out this bifolding door, or you could also step into the mudroom and through the mudroom and out this entry alcove, again, underneath this covered balcony area. But this would be another way to get to the backyard from the kitchen, is through the mudroom directly, instead of through the family room Nanawall. And this would maybe be a bit more direct if you wanted to get to this covered outdoor kitchen area. And so we've got this outdoor kitchen that sits snug up against a support post for the balcony upstairs. And we've got a nice long countertop here with a grill and a built-in trash can, a built-in sink, and then maybe a bit of an L-shaped high counter for people to sit at and to screen any condiments or mess that may be on the countertop here. But you could be right here enjoying the barbecue or tending to the grill, but still enjoying the view of everyone at the pool. And before we go and explore the master suite, I just wanted to show here that I'm carving out space in the garage for your utilities, but instead of having them open into the garage, I'm proposing to have these accessed through exterior doors. That way, if these appliances ever need to be serviced, the service people don't have to be in your garage tending it. They can just come and open these outside doors. Maybe it's some trade-off. Maybe they could just be open to the garage space. I'm willing to talk to you about that, but that was the idea of this utility closet. Okay, so now before we head upstairs, let's check out the downstairs mega suite, the master suite for you two. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So we would access this master suite from the family room. There'd be a little recessed alcove for your entry door. And then from your entry door, it opens into a relatively short hallway that gives you access to the bathroom with dual vanities and a makeup vanity area here, a large steam shower, and then a storage space here, or a small display cabinet here, and then a door leading into the water closet, and then the water closet would have its own storage space for toiletries. So I think this is a very reasonably sized bathroom. It's not overly sized, but that bathroom size is, for example, it's missing a tub, but it does have space for an office closet or an office alcove off the bedroom. And the idea here is that from the bedroom, there'd be this large bifolding door. And this bifolding door could open up here, and it could stay in the open position out here, or it could run along tracks along the ceiling and floor and tuck in adjacent to the built-in office desk here. And so there could be a chair here that tucks in, plenty of storage. It doesn't have maybe the nicest window right here, being because it's blocked by the door, but you're not too far from just, in your chair turning and seeing out these sliding doors for the bedroom itself to the great garden space right out here. So I hope this works for you. We can certainly increase the office size if need be, but based on the images that you shared with me, it did seem like you're looking more just for an office alcove rather than an actual office to step inside of and be in and have a couch or have hosting anyone in that office. And now, again, before we go upstairs, I want to talk about the walk-in closet situation. I know you asked for 2 walk-in closets, and there's certainly room to add another walk-in closet here, but I thought it might be interesting to see your thoughts on one large walk-in closet that's sized large enough to get that walk-around closet island. Now, if this isn't enough, if you want more closet space than this, I can certainly add another closet, as we do have over 300 square feet of space remaining before we top out on the maximum square footage. So certainly we can add, twice as much closet. But I thought it'd be nice, instead of totally maxing out on closet space. And again, this is a huge closet, right? Full island, full walk around space, storage on 4 sides, so much. But if you didn't need more closet, I thought it'd be really nice to see a private walled in garden just off the bedroom. So this bedroom is going to have windows along this wall, high windows above the bed, all glass wall on this side, and then glass wall here. And instead of opening onto the main road, it would instead open into a private lush garden, fenced in and protected from views and traffic lights. But this, again, could be a walk-in closet if we need or want a second one. And as you can see here, we're starting to build almost right up to the ground floor setback. So this house is almost as long as it possibly can be left to right. In fact, though it looks like we've got a little bit more room to grow the dining room here, I actually wind up not being able to shift the house further up towards Woodbury, because when we go upstairs, we see I start to run into the double height entry feature, running into the more restrictive second story setback along the front here. But we've got room to move it a little bit if we wanted to, or grow things a little bit. So none of this is final, but I do really like the layout of this ground floor. So from the bedroom now, let's go back through the family room, through the kitchen, and then into this 2-height entry space, and we'll go up the stairs, and we get to another landing here, and there's open railing here, and we're seeing through the 2-story wall here of glass, looking out above the covered porch as we start to go up here. And then we get up to the stairs here, and we take one final step, and we're up inside of the loft area. And again, this is a full 2-story space, so anywhere along here you'll be able to stand here and shout down to people at the front door right here. So I think you're gonna love this. And we're seeing on the second floor plan, we're seeing the outline of the second floor, of course, but we're also seeing down below the outline of the ground floor below, to show you just how much opportunity there is to have higher, taller spaces, like for the dining room, or perhaps for your master suite. Your bedroom can be taller because there's no second floor above it. That was a very intentional thought behind the second floor layout. But I think you're going to love the second floor layout for your family. So it's wonderful. You come up the stairs to this loft space, and this loft opens to 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. 2 of the bedrooms have their own bathroom and walk-in closet, and then 2 of the bedrooms are smaller for grandkids to share, but they still have walk-in closets of their own. And then there's a shared bathroom for these 2 bedrooms and for everyone who's sharing the loft. Honestly, I think this is a perfect second story layout. We've got a balcony that is accessed from both of the upstairs master suites. They both have sliding glass doors that open onto this balcony. And then the loft also has some sliding glass doors that open onto the balcony. So everyone's got access to this balcony. And this balcony has great immediate connection to the pool, at least where I've got the pool for now. I mean, it can certainly move again, but I think this is a really fantastic second floor. And not to toot my own horn or anything, but because we are doing a 20-foot setback from this bedroom to the property line instead of a minimum of 15 feet, we are able to avoid design review again. So Our second story design is stepped back enough from the side and the rear lot lines, and the ratio of the second floor to the size of the first floor is such that as of right now, this home and your project does not have to go through a subjective design review, meaning we can design what we want, and the planning department still has to review it for objective um, conformance with objective rules like the setbacks and the maximum sizes, but no one gets to weigh in on the opinions of things, and then we don't have to go through the public noticing. So, very, very excited about this first pass of the two-story home for you. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this and iterate and change things to better suit perhaps your ever evolving or still evolving, I should say, your still evolving wish list. And that's quite normal. Usually, when people see things, uh, you know, put to paper like this, suddenly it's like, oh, okay, well, now that I'm seeing this, I guess I need a bigger laundry room, or I don't know what. Okay, guys. Well, again, I can't wait to hear your feedback. Thank you so much. Have a great day.